Okay, moving on to the next one. How do you make a case for public school to pay for a very expensive private school when your child has ASD and is violent?
Okay, well, without dealing with the ASD, let's just say that when your child is violent, that's a great time to make a deal with the district because the district is afraid that your kid's going to hurt somebody and they want to get your kid out of school. I don't know when you say private if you mean public or non-public. I don't know what they have in your state. Did this person indicate what state she's
They
from?
did not.
Okay. Well, let's do it two ways. If you want to have the district fund a non-public school, you can go to your IEP meeting and ask the district to fund the non-public school, and the reasons would be safety, I guess, and the need for an environment that's less, triggering of his violent impulses. If the IEP team doesn't agree to it, which they might, because this is when kids are violent and perceived as a danger, that is the one time that a district will voluntarily agree to expensive stuff. So they might agree at the IEP meeting. If they don't agree at the IEP meeting, here is the recipe for a unilateral private placement case. You need an evaluation by an outside evaluator who does neuropsychological testing and sees your child at school for at least a couple of hours. Then, if the evaluator makes recommendations for specific school placement, she should describe the kind of environment that resembles a non-public school. She should not use the name of the non-public school because that might limit you if others were possible. That information then has to be presented to the IEP team. At the same time, at the IEP team meeting, you could give notice that you're going to unilaterally privately place the child in a non-public school because of the district's failure to offer a free appropriate public education. And then you place the child, and the child needs to make improvement in the new placement so that you can show that your choice of placements was appropriate. And we usually tell parents they have to have at least 1 quarter of improvement data in order for us to be able to make the case that this was a denial of faith and they should be paying for this. If it's a private school, the way in which the recipe is different is because the district doesn't have a direct contract with the school. You have to do the process every year. And the process can vary from filing for due process and entering into a new settlement at mediation to the district voluntarily agreeing to contract for the next year. But there's no guarantee. And so it's always easier if you can find a non-public school instead of a private school to do the non-public school route because the districts are more comfortable with that. Problem is we have very few good non-public schools for kids with autism in Southern California.
Okay, so a lot to work through there, but great advice. Wonderful.